The Indians used the long ball last night to stretch their home winning streak to 8 games and take a 2.5-game lead in the AL Central. Tonight, hot swinging Grady Sizemore and the Tribe get their first look at lefty Jeff Francis as Josh Tomlin goes for his 4th win of the season. Next on Sports Time Ohio. It's an overcast night tonight in downtown Cleveland as the Indians and Royals get set to match up for the second straight night, second time in this 3-game series, and the Indians will try to win their 9th straight at home here in 2011. Good evening and welcome into our broadcast along with Rick Manning. I'm Al Pulowski, and last night in the opener against KC here at Progressive Field, Rick, it was all about the long ball, 5 homers for the Tribe.
And Chicks dig the long ball. It was fun to watch last night. I mean, Jack Hanahan, he goes yard, his first one off a right-hander. Laporta, the only right-hander to hit a home run. Hanahan hits his second of the ball game. Chu joins the party, and Grady Sizemore is going to end it up. They've done a terrific job this year at home in the 8-game winning streak. A lot of offense. They've homered 18 times in the 10 games this year, but 15 coming in that 8-game winning streak. The starters have been pitching very well. It's been a nice combination here at Progressive Field.
And speaking of starting pitching, tonight's pitching matchup is brought to you by the all-new Chrysler 200. And when you take a look at the matchup here tonight, Jeff Francis is on the hill for the Royals. First time we'll see him this year, but Josh Tomlin for the Tribe, Rick, trying to go 4-0 with a victory tonight.
Well, Jeff Francis has pitched much better than that 0-2 record. He took a loss in Texas on Friday, but he will be matched up against Josh Tomlin. He should already be 4-0. Pitched a great game in his last start against the Royals. Really mixed his pitches well. Changed the eye level, went upstairs with the 4-seam fastball, had a very good breaking ball on a very chilly night when it was tough to throw strikes. Josh didn't have any problem whatsoever.
Well, if he throws like he did last week in KC, if he does that here tonight in Cleveland, the Indians will be very happy. All right, stay tuned. Coming up next, it's the starting lineups and the first pitch for tonight's game between the Tribe and Royals on Sports Time Ohio. Game 2 in this 3-game series, Game 2 of a 6-game homestand for the Indians as the Tribe 2.5 games in front of Kansas City and Detroit. Trying to make it 4 wins this season against the Royals. This will be the 6th meeting between these two clubs this year. And there's Josh Tomlin. He'll be taking the field in just a moment as the starting pitcher for the Tribe. It is cloudy. There is a good chance of rain a little bit later tonight in the forecast. We'll see how much of this game we can get in. Hopefully most of it, not all of it, before the rain begins.
All of it.
There you go.
Hopefully all of it. Why not?
All right, let's take a look at tonight's starting lineup for the Kansas City Royals and manager Ned Yost as KC tries to win its first game at Progressive Field this year and try to end a 4-game losing streak. Gerard Dyson is going to get the call to lead off tonight. Melky Cabrera in the 2-hole. Alex Gordon moves to first base. Billy Butler's the designated hitter. Jeff Francoeur in right field. Wilson Benamy is in the 6-hole today. And Avilas at second base. Brian Pena's the catcher. And Alcides Escobar at short.
Well, the Indians now taking the field. It was funny. We watched. Josh Tomlin was walking in at about 6:55, so he's been sitting down for about 10 minutes waiting. He's been ready to rock and roll. And Josh will be making his 5th start this year, looking for win number 4. Should have had it in his last start against the Royals, where he pitched 7 1/3 innings. He gave up 5 hits, 1 earned run. He walked 1, struck out 4. He really did a nice job of changing the batter's eye level. He was throwing the breaking balls down low, putting the 4-seamers up. He changed speeds very well, and has pitched very good for the Indians this year, much better than I think anybody ever thought that he would. So let's take a look at the Home Depot Indians defense. It's Kearns in left, Sizemore in center, Chewis in right, Hanahan at third, Asdrubal at short, Orlando at second, Shelley Duncan gets the start at first tonight, Lou Marson is behind the dish. More savings, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
And a look at the umpiring crew for tonight. Laz Diaz calling the balls and strikes. Scott Berry at first base. John Hirschbeck at second. And Wally Bell, who called the balls and strikes last night, is at third. The Indians going for their 9th straight win here at home this year. And after losing those first 2 to the Chicago White Sox, really everything's been working for the Tribe, Rick. We've seen offense, and we've seen some pretty good pitching here at home as well.
Well, they've done a really good job this year at home scoring late in the ball games. From the 6th inning on, they've outscored their teams 25-7 in that streak. Overall, they've outscored them 48-17. And plus, they pitched well as far as the starting rotation goes. The bullpen's been pitching very good here, and it's been a very nice combination.
Gerard Dyson steps in, getting the start today in center field. He'll lead off for the Kansas City Royals, still looking for his first hit of the season. And we are just about underway here tonight at Progressive Field. Indians and the Royals for the 2nd time in this 3-game series. Indians trying to take the series with a win tonight. And Josh Tomlin starts it off with a fastball right down the middle. 73 degrees at first pitch.
Basically the same kind of night we had yesterday. The ball was carrying. The wind's not quite as blowing out as hard as it was yesterday.
Pop foul behind the plate. Yeah, during the day today, the wind was really blowing, but it's calmed down quite a bit considering. See the flag there a little more left to right versus straight out to right center. Dyson didn't want to, but fouled it away.
Dyson, a guy that manager Ned Yost would like to get more playing time in center field. But the way Milky Cabrera has been playing, it's tough to get him time. This kid can run. And if he's not going to get a lot of playing time at the major league level, he will send him down to Omaha where he can get, actually playing time every day.
Yeah, we'll talk about running, Rick. Dyson has stolen 144 bases while being caught just 33 times in his pro career. That's an 81% success rate.
Very impressive. He has, 5 at-bats at the big league level? He already has 5 stolen bases.
Pops that one up on the left side. Hanahan over near the railing. And reached and just out of his reach.
Had to buy a ticket for that one.
So the count remains 1-2. 6 pitches already in this at-bat.
That went in about the second or third row. Hanahan gets over there. You could see that little padding that comes out. He might have had a chance if that thing wasn't there, where he could get right over to the railing.
Foul tip. Keeps the count at 1-2.
Well, you remember last night we showed you the tip that stayed in the glove of Carlos Santana. There's the foul tip that just goes off the webbing or the glove of Lou Marson. Those are hit or miss. If they stick, it's great. A lot of times they don't.
The 8th pitch of the at-bat now. And a swing and a miss, so Josh Tomlin gets the strikeout. 1 down here in the first inning.
He went with the fastball. Down and away. Excellent pitch. Had him reaching for it. Kept it at the knees. Gets the strikeout.
Stepping to the plate now, a man that's been on fire, Melky Cabrera. He was 3 for 4 last night with a single double and homer. Also drove into, scored two, and had a stolen base as well. Playing in left field tonight, had the start in center yesterday, and hits that one foul off the first base coach. It was Doug Sisson. He's hit well against the Tribe this year, as you see. That grounder to first. Shelley Duncan knocks it down and flips to Tomlin covering. 2 outs here in the first inning for KC.
Josh Tomlin making his third start in this ballpark where he is 2-0. A fine ERA of just 2.08. Hitters hitting 191 off him. He's really done a nice job of keeping guys off base completely, throughout the course of his games. His 17 hits in his 27 innings to this point.
Rick, you've talked about how you've been impressed with the way he works quickly and throws strikes.
He's a guy you got to love to play behind if you're an infielder or an outfielder. He throws strikes. He doesn't mess around. He doesn't nibble. I mean, he moves it around. He's got very good control.
Alex Gordon, the batter here against Josh Tomlin with 2 outs and nobody on. And Alex Gordon has been as hot as they come of late. In fact, all season really here in April. He has a career-high 19-game hitting streak. He extended last night with an RBI double in the fourth. And he hit the ball hard. Even his outs were hard. He hit the last out of the game that Shin-Soo Choo made a diving catch on.
He's off to a terrific start. He's a good athlete.
Swing and a miss there. So Josh Tomlin gets ahead of Alex Gordon 1-2 here. 2 outs in the top of the first inning. There's the numbers on his 19-game hitting streak. Gordon playing first base tonight. He was in left last night. Here's the 2-2 from Tomlin. Close, but a little low.
It was out of the zone, just low, but that's a teaser.
Gordon hits that one on the left side, twisting foul. Hanahan to give it a look, but it's out of play. So we'll do it again at 3-2. Here's Billy Butler on deck, the DH tonight. Again, the payoff. And another foul for Alex Gordon. And once again, the 8th pitch of an at-bat is coming up here for Josh Tomlin. Went to 8 pitches against Dyson and then struck him out. Gordon lays off of it. Wally Bell says he did not swing, and Gordon is aboard with the walk. So a 9-pitch at bat puts Alex Gordon at first base with 2 outs here in the first inning. Billy Butler now the batter. He was 1 for 4 last night. Another guy that's just been consistent, Rick. He's 18 of his last 22 for base hits. 18 in his last 22 games.
This is a pretty good Kansas City offense. 3rd in the league as far as batting average goes at 268. 2nd in runs, 116. They run a lot. They lead the league in stolen bases with 32.
Butler drives that one to right center. Grady Sizemore going back. On the track, he'll have room and make the catch. So Butler allowed out, but the Royals retired here in the top of the first. The Indians coming to bat. For the first we go, as the Indians will look to get on the board first. Let's check their starting lineup tonight, presented by Progressive Insurance. Progressive, proud to be the official auto insurance provider of the Cleveland Indians. Grady Sizemore, boy, has he been on fire since he came off the disabled list. He's leading off with Asdrubal Cabrera, Chu, Duncan, and Hafner. Orlando Cabrera in his familiar sixth spot. Then Kearns, Hanahan, and Lou Marson hitting ninth and doing the catching tonight.
Left-hander Jeff Francis, 30 years old, making his sixth start as a Royal. And his third away from home. He's looking for win number one. He started off with 3 no decisions and then has lost his last 2 contests.
The first pitch to Grady is down low.
He was roughed up in his last start, a season low 4 innings, but that was down in Texas, and a lot of people get roughed up down there.
There's a strike. Francis 0-2 on the year. The Royals won the first game he pitched in, but then have dropped the next 4. Grady Sizemore, 3 more hits last night. A couple of doubles and a homer. Swing and a miss there on the big breaking pitch.
Yeah, big slow curveball, 69 miles per hour. Last night, Grady over the 200 mark when it comes to doubles. The one in the first inning was double number 200. And extra base hits. He's got 9 extra base hits out of his 13 hits. That's pretty impressive.
Yes, it is.
Should have had a stolen base last night, but was called out
right
for his first one of the year with the old phantom tag.
Grady waited on that one. A diving stop at first by Gordon. Here's the play, and he gets him with a flip to Francis.
He's at it again. No matter where you put this kid, he seems to make a play.
Well, Alex Gordon with a nice diving stop for the first out.
You know, he's playing first base today because Ned Yost changed that lineup around, but he smothers that ball and able to just pick it up cleanly enough. Francis is over there in time to get Grady. Been playing left field. He did make an appearance. They made a switch in the game in Kansas City. He made a diving stop in a hole. Kids played great defense against the Tribe this year.
Off to a great start is Alex Gordon. Here's Asdrubal Cabrera taking ball 1. Two and 0 now to the Tribe shortstop. He's been hitting lefties well this year. Batting .313 against them. And he hits that one right back up the middle and into center field for a base hit. And the Indians have the first hit of the night with 1 out here in the first inning.
Let's check out Kansas City's defense tonight. They're rated 10th in the league. They've made 17 errors, turned 20 double plays. It's Cabrera in left tonight, Dyson in center, Francoeur in right. Benami at third base, Escobar at short, Aviles at second, Gordon is at first. Pena gets the start tonight behind the plate.
And now Shin-Soo Choo. He was part of a couple of big plays last night. The 3-run homer in the 7th to put the Indians up 7-3, and a diving catch on the final out in the 9th inning.
Right now, that's something with Cabrera's hit. That's their 11th hit in the first 2 games now, with 3 pitches or less. They had 10 hits last night early in the count, so they were looking early, getting after it, and they were successful doing it.
That's what Shin-Soo Choo has done against Kansas City this year. Historically, he's batted very well against the Royals. And there goes Cabrera. Choo hits that one to left field.
He didn't
dying.
pick it up. Oh, there it is.
Let him fade for a base hit.
I thought it was going to stay up. I was watching Cabrera, and I didn't know if he picked that ball up, but he rounded second, so he certainly must have, as that ball falls in front of Cabrera in left field. So back-to-back singles. They started a little hit-and-run action. You know, and maybe thinking that he might have been throwing that slow breaking ball to Choo, but he does not. Choo just slaps it the other way. Cabrera head down. They say he was looking for the ball, and then there he goes. He picked it up before he hit second base.
So now the Indians with runners at first and second. One out for Shelley Duncan batting cleanup here tonight. Shelley hitting .417 off of left-handers this year. Duncan getting the start at first. And 2-0 now from Jeff Francis.
Francis making his third career start against the Indians in his career. His first one since June 18th of 08. He split a pair of the first two games, but a high ERA. And we'll see what he does here on the 2-0 count. You know, Duncan will be looking for something fast, straight.
Swing and a miss as he took a very healthy cut at that one.
So I'm thinking that might have been a changeup. 2-0 because the Kansas City staff has a tendency to do that when they get ahead. That was a good pitch. Duncan looking heater. He gets the change, pulls the string, and it was a pretty good pitch.
So now 2-1 to Shelley Duncan with a couple aboard here in the first inning and one out. Now 3-1 to Shelley Duncan. There's Travis Hafner on deck. So again, Shelley Duncan in a good hitter's count here. And he hits that one through. How's dribble Cabrera around third to hold him? Yep.
Not with that guy's arm. He proved it last week in Kansas City in the rain, where he threw a guy out at home plate and from center field. That ball just hit too sharply by Duncan, and I knew that Steve Smith was going to have to stop Cabrera. No question about it. You keep it going. Keep the train rolling for Hafner. Well, Duncan got a pitch in his favor, a 3-1 count, and laces it into left field. So now they have the bases loaded and a good opportunity to take another early lead.
Boy, Shelley Duncan just seems to continue to embrace that roll off the bench, whether he's a pinch hitter or somebody that starts a couple of times a week. He just delivers.
Why not? He's got a great attitude where, hey, I've got nothing to lose. Let's go, and you get after it. He doesn't he swings it hard.
He sure does. Doesn't get cheated. Now Travis Hafner with the bases loaded and one out here in the first inning. He has 11 career grand slams. Takes a strike there on the slow breaking ball, 69 miles per hour.
Well, I'm looking at the speeds of Francis right now. That's his curveball, a slow curveball, 69. It looks like his changeup 77. His heater looks like it's 83. To this point, I mean, I could be wrong. I'm still trying to get zoned in. There it is. That's his fastball, 84.
Yep.
83 to 85, let's say.
And quickly, Jeff Francis is ahead of Travis Hafner. 0-2 here. Hafner 1 for 3 in his career against Jeff Francis.
Well, this is something that he's done very well to this point in the season, is battled back to get into at-bats, and he's going to have to do it here, down 0-2.
See the shortstop shaded over just to the left of second. That pitch is low and away, and the Royals go with that somewhat modified shift, Rick. I think we saw more of a traditional shift in the past, but not so much this year.
No, he's not. No, he's going the other way. He's proven to teams that he'll take that ball away and take his base hits, where before he used to just try and pull everything and beat the shift of the defense. Hafner calls time. Really taking a lot of time. See, there you go. The umpire's trying to speed this game along. He realized, let's go. Let's get a little rhythm going. He's putting everybody to sleep out there.
Bags juiced. The 1-2 pitch. Hafner fists that one into left center field, and that one will drop for a base hit.
Beautiful.
Everybody will move up a station, and the Indians take the lead 1-0.
See, down in the count, he threw that slow breaking ball away and tried to run the cheese inside on him and didn't work. Hafner fought it off, flares it in, 4 straight singles by the Tribe. That one you couldn't have placed any better. This is going to be our McDonald's. I'm loving it. Pronk doing a nice job this year with runners in scoring position, fights it off, gets it in, and the Indians will take the early lead again. Hafner on the year now, 7 for 12 with runners in scoring position. I'll tell you what, he's vying for that number 4 spot in the lineup. When you give him more opportunities, you may want to put him back in the number 4 hole.
Well, here in the month of April, he sure looks like the old Pronk. And Orlando Cabrera takes strike 1. So he bats now with the bases loaded and 1 out. Tribe already with 1 run in here in the first inning. Would love to have a big inning right here. Cabrera hitting .273 with runners in scoring position this year. Now it's 1-1. Now 2-1 to Orlando Cabrera. Looking at the speed gun, Rick, as you said, I haven't seen a ball faster than 84, and the last couple have been 77 to 80.
He's going to have to be perfect with his control, to be successful. But, it's just a matter of trying to be selective. If he falls behind, which he's been doing, he's not going to be successful because he doesn't have the overpowering stuff. He's got to hit his spots and be aggressive. He's putting you to sleep out there. He's nibbling.
And now it's 3-1 to Orlando Cabrera. So a great opportunity for OC right here with the bases loaded and 1 out. And the Indians trying to have a big inning here in the first. And he hits that one to left center field towards the gap, and that one will fall and make it to the wall. 1 run is in. Here comes another. Pronk around third base. They'll send him. They all score. The Indians score 3 on an Orlando Cabrera bases clearing double.
Yeah, you keep falling behind the hitters, and they're going to do some damage, and Cabrera does it. He plugs the gap in left center field. His 4th double, give him 3 RBIs. He has 15. And, boy, the Indians with a huge inning. 4-run first. 3-1 pitch here. Cabrera finds the gap. Dyson trying to dive after it, knock it down. It gets by him all the way to the wall. Clears the bases. And the Tribe off to a big inning.
So Orlando Cabrera makes it 4-0 Indians. Still only 1 out. He's on second base here in the bottom of the first for Austin Kearns, a left fielder tonight. And already this will be the 25th pitch of the inning for Jeff Francis. That 70-mile-per-hour breaking pitch a little inside. Now, Jeff Francis never was known as a hard thrower. He had the surgery in 2009, missed all of 2009. Came back last year. And now Austin Kearns hits it to third. Betemit with the long throw and the tag applied by Alex Gordon. That'll get Kearns 2 outs as Orlando Cabrera remains at second base. And now Jack Hanahan, who had a nice night last night, 3 hits, including a couple of home runs. And Hanahan this year Hitting .208 against right-handers, but against lefties .533 as he has really been zoned in against left-handed pitching. Hanahan batting .333 with runners in scoring position. Indians with 4 home here in the first. 2 outs and Orlando Cabrera at second base. Skips that one. Nice block there by Brian Pena, tonight's catcher. Let's take a look at yesterday's great clip of the game, brought to you by Great Clips. Couple of homers by Jack Hanahan.
Well, that was against the right-hander last night, and he's starting to heat up against right-handers as well. So that's a good sign.
Relax, you're at Great Clips. Yeah, Jack Hanahan hitting the ball very well here. And he hits that one hard, back up the middle. It's through for a base hit. Cabrera around third. He'll score, and Jack Hanahan has an RBI single. 5-0 Indians.
Boy, big 2-out base hits, and that's what got Jack going earlier in the year. He had some very big 2-out base hits to drive in runs for the Tribe, and you know what? It continues. I don't care if you have 4 runs in the first or not, but anytime you get a 2-out base hit and you can add on, that makes it a great hit, and it loosens up the offense. It's now 5-0 Tribe. Hanahan, his 12th ribby.
And the Indians bat around in the first inning as the 9-hitter Lou Marson comes to the plate. So the Indians' offense continues to impress here tonight. Last night they put up 9 runs. Tonight they have 5 here in the first inning. The last night they used the long ball, Rick. Tonight they're using the singles. They have 5 singles and a double so far.
A lot of different ways to score runs. Look at Hanahan, 7-game streak. Leading the AL against left-handers.
Francis already with 30 pitches here in the first inning.
Well, he's going to have to pick up his pace and pick up his tempo because, you know what? He may be out there for a week, and it will rain by the time he gets off.
Now 2-1. Well, we had Grover on the pregame show today, and he was the human rain delay in the batter's box. Maybe Jeff Francis, the rain delay on the pitcher's mound. Marson drives that one to right center. Dyson will have to play it on a bounce. Hitting second and going for third now is Hanahan, and he'll make it. Indians with their 7th hit here of the first inning, and we'll go back to the top of the order with runners at the corners.
Well, and that brings out pitching coach Bob McClure to try and, I don't know what you can tell him at this point. But Marson, he takes that patented stroke going inside out and drills a base hit to right center field for Lou Marson on the year. He's been very good against left-handers. He's 6 for 10 now against left-handed pitching. So the right-handed lineup of Maniacta doing a very good job. 7 hits in the first inning.
And this has already been a 17-minute inning here. Slas Diaz goes to the hill and says, let's get going, guys.
Well, he's been trying to move this inning along right from the get-go, trying to get it up-tempo. And when your pitcher's not throwing strikes or getting ahead of many hitters, it's not a good sign. Looks like they're going to have to get somebody up out there in that pen. You hate to do that in the first inning. But, hey, we've seen against Kansas City, I can remember seeing a 10-run first inning here, not too long ago.
And the Indians with 5 home already tonight here in the first. And Grady Sizemore, who began the inning with a ground out to first that Alex Gordon made a diving stop on. Indians trying to win their 9th in a row at home here tonight. Their 2nd straight over Kansas City. Now 2-0. This is already the 6th time that these two teams have played one another this year, and we're not out of the month of April yet. 4 times last week at Kauffman Stadium. And of course, they'll finish out this series tomorrow night here at Progressive Field at 7:05. As you see, Jeff Francis has been laboring here in the 1st inning. Good off-speed pitch there. Well, there's Nate Adcock, Rick. So,
well, you have to get someone up. I mean, you're already down 5, and he's just struggling to get out. It's a 36-pitch inning to this point.
Strike on the outside corner, so the count evens at 2-2 now to Grady Sizemore. The Indians' leadoff hitter. "13 hits this year for Grady. 9 of those have been for extra bases. Here's the 2-2. Count goes full.
Well, and the fish aren't biting. You know, he keeps nibbling away, and then he doesn't. It seems like he doesn't want to throw a strike until he has to.
Lou Marson will be moving at first with the full count and 2 outs. Sizemore hits that one to second. Nice short out there by Mike Aviles. Throws out Sizemore, and the Indians are done in the 1st inning. But they send 10 batters to the plate and score 5 runs. 5-0 Cleveland. And by AT&T. Drive up big after 1, 5-0 here at Progressive Field as you get a look along the lakefront there. Gray skies above.
That's where you were swimming today, weren't you?
Yeah, sure. A little cold, but you know what?
Getting your water work in.
Yeah. It's easier on the joints. No impact.
That's what Murph says.
He was out there with me. We were swimming laps together. Jeff Francoeur begins things for Kansas City here in the 2nd inning. Jeff Francoeur, also a very hot hitter in the Royals lineup. Fouls that one off.
Well, Josh Tomlin was in that dugout for quite some time sitting there, but I don't think he minded because they were putting some runs on the board. 21 minutes he was down on the bench. It's almost like he had to go warm up again.
We'll take that 5 spot. 2-2 now to Jeff Francoeur, who extended his hitting streak to 15 games last night. See his numbers during the streak. Fouls that one away. Also has 18 runs batted in this year.
He's been a nice pickup for Kansas City. You know, in the middle part of that lineup. From the Mets, went to Texas last year and then ended up playing against left-handed pitching only.
He drives that one deep to left field, but it's headed towards the seats in foul territory, and it's out of play.
You know, can swing the bat and also can defend. He's got a very good arm out in right field, and you need, you know, some good outfielders in Kansas City's ballpark. Kauffman Stadium, it's a big outfield to play.
And fastball a little bit high. So full count now to Jeff Francoeur. For the 3rd time tonight, 5 batters, Josh Tomlin about to throw his 8th pitch to a batter. Francoeur drives that one to deep left center field. That one hit very well. Gone. Jeff Francoeur gets the Royals on the board with the solo home run. His 5th of the year, and it's 5-1 Indians.
Yeah, and he continues. He smoked that ball. That's the 4th home run given up by Tomlin. I believe 3 solo shots and a 2-run homer this year. But, you know, he may give up a few home runs, but it seems like a lot of times they are solo. That pitch there, right down Broadway. Took advantage of it. Francoeur gets the Royals on the board. It's 5-1 now, Tribe.
Francoeur extends the hitting streak now to 16. And that matches his career high. So a 5-1 game for Wilson Benameed, and he hits that one in the air to left center. Kearns drifting over. 1 out. And Carlos Carrasco is going to try and throw a bullpen today. Let's check in with Katie Witham to see how that went. Katie?
Yeah, Al, the Indians had a chance to test out his arm today. Carrasco still feeling a lot of pain. He actually showed me his elbow in the clubhouse. I could see where it was still swollen. He told me he thinks he's about 55% healthy. You can see him on the bench. He is doing treatments all through the game, hoping to be able to throw this weekend. But manager Manny Acta has put him on the DL, guys.
All right, so Carlos Carrasco will not make that start on Saturday. The Indians need to call someone up. Meanwhile, Mike Aviles to left field. That one is gone. And the Royals with 2 solo home runs here in the top of the 2nd have made this a 5-2 game.
Both balls hit very hard. Aviles, he has an 8-game hitting streak going now. That's his 4th homer. But, you know, there is one thing to be said when you give up home runs, solo shots. They don't get rallies going, and okay, it counts for a run. They get it back quickly. And, you know, the 2- and 3-run homers are what really break your back.
There's the numbers on Aviles. This Royals team, as we've talked about, Rick, they've been a very good offensive team here this year.
Well, they're talking with hitting coach Kevin Seitzer. Now, Tomlin pitched last week against him, so coming right back with his other start against the Royals. So they're trying to make their adjustments this time around because he gave up only 1 run in 7 1/3 innings in his last start.
And Brian Pena sends that one foul.
And Kansas City has scored, 6 runs in this series? And all of them have been after the Indians have scored.
Yes.
So they've been able to come back and respond.
2-2 now to Brian Pena, who didn't play last night. Played on Sunday against the Rangers, was 1 for 4. And he hits that one short pop on the infield. Cabrera makes the catch. Asdrubal makes it 2 outs for Alcides Escobar. Time now to check in with our AT&T trivia question for tonight's game. 4 players in Royals history have won the AL Rookie of the Year award. Name them. I think I have an idea on some of these.
Well, let me hear it. This was your night. It was your night. You were supposed to do something.
Well, I'm pretty sure Lou Piniella was 1.
Okay.
Willie Wilson?
Oh, I don't know. You're asking the wrong guy.
That was my other idea.
Okay, we'll write it down and we'll get our shot at it back in what, the 6th?
I'll have to think about this one. Pena hits that one right back at Tomlin, who makes the catch. Through to first anyhow, but he made the catch for out number 3. So the Royals get 2 back. We'll head to the bottom of the second inning. 5-2 Tribe. Go here at Progressive Field, 5-2 Indians, as some of the fans getting some refreshments here at Progressive Field. Some great food choices this year, some new additions as well. Of course, the typical ballpark fare, but if you like to enjoy your ball game with something to eat and something to drink, you have plenty of choices here at Progressive Field. Here's Asdrubal Cabrera to lead off the bottom of the second. He singled and scored back in the first inning. Lays down a bunt here.
Beautiful.
It's a nice one. Bettamy with a nice play.
Yeah, a better play. He sure did. He came in and barehanded it and was able to make the throw. I thought it was a right idea. Francis left him alone, and Bettamy makes a nice play to retire Asdrubal. Look at, he comes right in, one swoop, and there you get it. Good play.
So Wilson Bettamy with the bare hand to retire Asdrubal Cabrera. And now Shin-Soo Choo, who also singled and scored in the first inning. With one out here in the second and nobody aboard. Choo now with the average up to 230, so it's starting to climb.
Yeah, you don't look at averages early in the year. You just try, and it takes a while to get yourself going. You know, he's in the middle part of that lineup. We figured last night he would build on top of that 3-run homer that he hit. And he comes up today and gets a base hit in his first at-bat. Got him.
Got Choo there, so he'll head to first base.
Francis really struggled in that first inning. He had 21 strikes, 18 balls, 3 2-0 counts. Only 4 out of 10 first pitch strikes. And this is going to get Choo right in the, look like the calf. I don't know if he throws hard enough to hurt you.
Now Jeff Francis has struggled tonight. 44 pitches now. There's only one out in the bottom of the second. Shelley Duncan singled and scored in the first. Choo on first base here with one away.
Something they've done a lot. In the times that we played, they check their base runners. Guys that they think can steal bases, they will throw over a number of times.
So Jeff Francis, couple of throws to first base for Shin-Soo Choo. And a third. Crowd here not happy.
I mean, this would be one of those pitchers you put him in the classification. Tough to play defense behind him.
He has really slowed the game down when runners have gotten on base here early. Well, rain is in the forecast.
Like the four-corner stall tactic in basketball.
If he thinks he keeps throwing to first, it'll eventually happen. Duncan with a check swing. And Scott Berry over at first says he did not go. Indians with 5 runs in the first inning. They've already scored 14 runs in this series, covering 10 innings going back to last night.
And temperature above 70 degrees. The ball's flying out of here. It's nice. It's beautiful.
Two and 0 to Shelley Duncan.
Well, last time up, 2-0 count through the changeup. See if he comes right back with the same pitch.
There's Ned Yost. And Duncan laces it, but foul.
And he did. He came back with another changeup.
So 2-1 here to Duncan with 1 away and a runner at first. Jeff Francis on the hill tonight, a physics major in college. Had a 3.5 GPA. He was asked, what's tougher, taking a physics test or pitching? He said pitching by far. I was never nervous for a test. It's 3-1 here. They also asked Jeff Francis if that equates at all the deep thinking towards baseball. He said not one bit. Completely different. There's Travis Hafner. Now the 3-1. First a throw to first.
The boys, when you have as much time in between pitches when you get Francis out there, that's the 39th time he's thrown to first base in his 5 starts.
Right.
Oh, excuse me, this being his 6th start. Redbird back at the studio.
Duncan fouls that one away, so the count will go full. A nice catch by a fan on the rebound.
Yeah, this is, you're looking at 7:55 and we're into the bottom half of the second inning. And it certainly hasn't been Tomlin's fault.
Well, this is pitch number 50 for Jeff Francis. And Duncan lines that one. Fair. Chew around second, headed to third. Coming around third hard. He'll hold Duncan into second. Does he make it? He's safe. Double. Shelley Duncan and the Indians with runners at second and third with 1 out here in the second inning.
Well, Shelley now 2 for 2. And he's going to continue to wear Francis out because he falls behind and then he's throwing him off speed pitches. You leave a big breaking ball up in the zone and it just hits the chalk. And Cabrera did a nice job. He was going right to second base to get Duncan. I'll tell you, Steve Smith wanted to send Chew, but he thought Cabrera was going to come the other way, so he pretty much had to hold him up. But Cabrera went right to second base. He's got a great arm for a left fielder. He's got a good arm for any position, but for left field, extra strong. So they'll have runners at second and third scoring position. Another chance for Pronk as Bob McClure will go out, stall for more time to get that bullpen ready. The Indians already 7 for 9 today with runners on base.
And the Indians have been hitting the ball very well this season with runners in scoring position. Batting .320 this year overall. They hit just .248 with runners in scoring position last year. Let's take a look now at our minor league report. And the man we focus on tonight, Lonnie Chisenhall, 4 for 5 last night as he's starting to come around. .225 overall is the batting average, but in his last 6 games now, .346. So Lonnie Chisenhall helping the Clippers to a victory last night. Had a real nice spring training, big league camp.
Yeah, he hit the ball great.
Now Travis Hafner, who fought it off to left field for a single back in the first inning, drove in a run.
Kansas City already with the infield in here in the second inning, trying to cut off a run.
And Hafner hits that one straight in the air. Very shallow left field. Melky Cabrera will make the catch. And Chu will not have a chance. So 2 outs here in the second inning. Runners remain at second and third for Orlando Cabrera. STOHD.com is your web source for Ohio sports. Check it out at STOHD.com. Greg Popelka goes back 20 years today to see how speedster Alex Cole's short time with the Indians helped shape the teams of the 90s. Learn more at STOHD.com. Check out the blast from the past. Alex Cole. Wow. STOHD.com.
Alex Cole.
The speedster. Cabrera with a bases clearing double back in the first inning. He has 15 runs batted in now. Gave the Tribe at the time a 4-0 lead. They lead it here 5-2. Two outs with runners at second and third. And now 1-1 to Orlando Cabrera. Batting in the sixth hole on a regular basis this year for Manny Akterich. And some people wondered, is he best suited for that? Well, so far this year, the answer's been yes.
Yeah, he's a veteran. He knows situations. He knows pitchers around the league. You know, he knows. I know one thing. He's a guy that when you do get runners in scoring position, he gets aggressive early in the count. He is not afraid to get after that first pitch, thinking it may be the best one he sees.
There are the base runners. Chu at third. Duncan at second. Cabrera hits that one to the right side. It'll go foul into the seats.
Time to send out some birthday wishes. Emma Daly of Streetsboro turning 97 today. Emma, happy birthday to you. Pete Schroeder of Lipsick, Ohio, is 80. Pete, happy birthday to you. That's just west of Findlay, in case you wanted to know.
Very good.
I know you were going to look it up, weren't you?
I was already in the process.
Oh, boy, now that we get more time, let's keep going with the birthday wishes. Julia Sapinski of Orwell celebrating her 95th. She's been a big Tribe fan her whole life, still stays up and watches the games, even when we're on the West Coast.
All right.
She must be bored to watch us that late.
Well, after another visit to the mound, Francis will come set with a 1-2 count to Orlando Cabrera. And he pops that one in the air to shallow center. Dyson started back. Now he's coming in. And he makes the catch for out number 3. Second inning in the books. 5-2 Tribe. We'd like to remind you to stay tuned for later in the game to see what our Miller Taste Greatness moment will be. And the first batter of the inning sends a fly ball to right that Shin-Soo Choo holds in. It's Gerard Dyson for out number 1 here in the 3rd inning for KC.
Gotta like that, don't you? 1 pitch, 1 out.
Love it. Well, Josh Tomlin and Jeff Francis have been complete opposites with how they're working here tonight.
They sure are.
Here's Melky Cabrera. And he takes a strike. Stepped out, but didn't get time from Laz Diaz.
And Laz explaining to him. Now you go put your hand up and make sure you're set.
I think he told him that Jeff Francis used all of the Royals' timeouts back in the 2nd inning. 0-2 now to Melky Cabrera. And he hits that one on the ground to second.
Nice little sinker there.
Orlando Cabrera makes the play, 2 down. All right, the Music Fest coming up in June. Katie Witham, what's that about?
Hey, well, see this guy down here? He is coming to town. Brad Paisley, CMA's Entertainer of the Year, will be here along with 9 other artists. It's the first ever Indians Music Festival, June 11th, presented by Discount Drug Mart. Right now, we've got a homestand offer, $10 off any location. You want to log on to Indians.com to buy your tickets in advance and make sure to use that special password, Paisley. Guys?
Sounds good, Katie. It's coming up in June here at Progressive Field.
You going to it?
Absolutely. Or do we have a game that night on the road?
Yes, we do.
Well, then.
Well, I figured you might sneak over here.
Well, maybe you
could do a cut-in from the and have some music going in the background.
Sure. We could have an update on the concert. Here's Alex Gordon. Walked his first time up.
Well, I can tell you one thing. Josh Tomlin, he knows he's trying to get his team back in the dugout as quickly as possible.
He is working fast here tonight. 2-2 now to Alex Gordon. Josh Tomlin, a 19th round draft pick for the Indians in 2006. Just made the journey up the ladder in the minors, and here he is at the major league level.
And has had to battle all the way because people pass him by because they have maybe better stuff or things like that. But this guy does one thing. He wins.
Yes, he does. Gordon fouls that one away. Count will stay full. One of the things that Josh said last year, too, after he had the debut against the Yankees and got the win. And said, Josh, what was the key to that? And he said, I just pitched my game. And that was what I've always tried to do.
You know, a lot of guys, when they do get called up to the big leagues, they are intimidated or they feel like they don't belong or it takes them a while to get comfortable up here. But, man, it seems like he's settled in right from the get-go because he has pitched 5 innings in every major league start he has appeared in. The only Indian to ever do that.
And Gordon fouls that one away. So an 8-pitch at bat for Gordon. Two outs, nobody on. Full count to Alex Gordon here. He breaks his bat. Duncan leaps and grabs it.
Oh.
How about that? Shelley Duncan went up high, pulled it in. Royals retired in the 3rd inning. We'll go to the bottom half with the Indians ahead, 5-2. third we go. Bottom third of the Indians' order as you get a look at Shelley Duncan, who made that nice leaping catch to end the top half of the third off an Alex Gordon soft liner. Kearns, Hanahan, and then Marson. Austin grounded out to third his first time up. 5-2 Tribe. Kearns hits that one hard in the hole between short and third. It's a single. The Indians' 9th hit of the night. And they have the leadoff man aboard here in the third inning.
The Indians coming into today second in the league in batting average, 268. They're not doing anything to hurt that at all with 9 hits already in 2 innings.
Now Jack Hanahan singled in a run back in the first. Between the innings, they honor John Adams, the drummer boy here, drumming in his 3,000th Indians game going back to Old Municipal Stadium.
Yeah, a long time.
He started back in August
70s.
of 74.
Yeah, in the 70s, right.
So congratulations to John, a true Indians fan if there ever was one.
Man, it doesn't matter the weather for him, does it? Rain or shine, sleet or snow, he is there.
There he
Look,
is.
he even gets hugs. That's how big he is.
He's a celebrity.
That's like you before the game, before we tape our open.
Sure.
That's Big Al.
2-0 here to Jack Hanahan. There goes Kearns. Hanahan hits it hard right through Alex Gordon. Kearns hits second, but he fell down. He'll still make it to third. Jack Hanahan will hold it first with a single.
I didn't see what happened to Kearns going around second. I was watching. He was off and running. And I'll tell you, Hanahan smokes this ball. He's going to get another base hit because by the time Gordon comes off, that ball gets under his glove, and oopsie. Got a little roll over the bag. He'll be able to get up and just cruise to third. So it's first and third, nobody out. And here come the Indians again. Well, he'll take some ribbon when he gets in. That's an error?
Did they give him an error?
Give the kid a hit.
First error of the series for either side. It's on Alex Gordon. That puts Indians at the corners. Still nobody out for Lou Marson, who singled his first time up, and he goes to right field this time. Going back is Francoeur. He'll make the catch. And hustling back to first and just making it is Hanahan, and scoring easily on the tag up is Austin Kearns. 6-2 Indians.
Okay, Marson gets his 5th ribby. Job well done. For the Indians, that's their 9th sacrifice fly of the year.
And Lou Marson's done a nice job. You talk about the bench players,
Well,
Rick Duncan, Marson, they're all hitting the ball well,
that's
playing
why,
good D.
Manny, I mean, you're not afraid to catch Marson because he's done a great job coming out. He's swinging the bat.
Grady Sizemore takes ball one.
Especially when you get Santana struggling a little bit, offensively and defensively. Give him a day off, let him rest a little, and you don't feel bad about putting Lou Marson in there.
Francis again draws some boos for the throw over to first base.
He should, because Hanahan hasn't even attempted a stolen base this year.
Nate Adcock again warming. We saw him up back in the first inning.
We've got Tommy Bowe. He's all covered. 8 throws over there to first base. He's got it all covered. He's got his shoes off now, counting on his toes.
1-1 here to Grady Sizemore. Indians with the run home here in the third. They scored 5 in the first. Swing and a miss on a good off-speed pitch for Jeff Francis. Brady on a modest 4-game hitting streak. There goes Hanahan. And Sizemore swings and misses. So it's strike 3.
Well, and he was able to hold on, so it'll go as a stolen base for Hanahan.
Now let's go back to our STO update desk now and get an update from Dave Chudowski. Hey, Dave.
Hey, Al, thanks a lot. Good news in Detroit. The Mariners and Tigers first inning. Justin Smoke off Justin Verlander. A long way to go out there, but it does get out for a 3-run homer to make it 3-0. Mariners lead 3-1 in the 5th. Back to you.
All right, so the M's with a good start to that Detroit Tigers series. They won last night and are up tonight.
Justin Smoke starting to heat up a little bit. That's their guy they need for power.
So give Hanahan a stolen base on that Sizemore strikeout. He's at second now with 2 outs, and Asdrubal Cabrera the batter. Cabrera 1 for 2 with a single and a run scored back in the first inning. Hitting .364 now with runners in scoring position. And he lines that one hard to third. Bettamy knocks it down, makes the throw, and gets Cabrera by a step. So the Indians retired here in the 3rd inning. They add another run. They lead it 6-2. Six to 2 Tribe, and joined now in the booth by Indians president Mark Shapiro. And Mark, good to see you.
It's good to see you, Al. Thanks.
Well, you've got to be happy with the start the Indians have put up this year. Best record right now in the American League.
Hey, it's game to game. It's been a lot of fun. These guys have played great. You know, sometimes you go through stretches when you win a lot of games and you're saying, I can't really believe what I'm seeing. You know, it's not, this isn't real. But hey, our guys have given us quality starts. We played great defense. And I think the pitching and the defense, for me, knowing that Chu and Santana really haven't even hit their stride yet, that it's heartening for me to think that we're basing these wins on the way we're pitching and the way we're picking up and playing the ball.
Well, retired on 1 pitch, 1 out. Now Francoeur.
I love the way this guy's pitching. Josh Tomlin has been great. Oh, I mean, what a bulldog, isn't he?
I love athletic pitchers, and he's an athlete. You know, he pitches like an athlete. He makes adjustments. He competes. He throws strikes. He plays the odds. He makes guys beat him. I was talking to Ross Atkins. You know, this is a great guy to hold up to every guy in the farm system that thinks he has to throw 95. Here, this guy's out here. He's 87, 89. 5'11", 6 foot tall. But he competes, he throws strikes, he's smart, moves the ball around, he's an athlete. fields his position, controls the running game, does the little things.
As a hitter, you walk up to the plate and you say, man, this is a comfortable 0 for 4.
Exactly.
And I used to say that to a guy like Catfish Hunter, who'd go out there and, he doesn't dazzle you. He's got great control. He teases you. He cuts it. He sinks it.
But it gives you a chance. This guy's going to give you a chance. I think as a guy playing behind this guy, I would imagine, Rick, you got to love playing behind him.
Compared to Francis, you mean?
Yeah, well, compared to a lot of guys. He works quick. He throws strikes. He's going to make the guys beat him. He doesn't beat himself. He's going to give up some homers.
Solos, though. As long as they're solo shots.
Yeah, that's exactly how I feel.
1-2 here to Francoeur. He hits that one to second, and Orlando Cabrera will make the catch. 2 quick outs here in the top of the 4th inning. And Mark, unfortunately, the first 6 games of the year, not very good weather here for the fans. Finally got some warm weather, but rain's been in the forecast the last couple of games. But you got to feel the attendance is going to pick up here sometime soon.
I'm really confident that a lot's been made of the attendance. We've had 3 games over 50 degrees all year long. Ratings, despite the fact that Rick Manning's on air, have been way up on STO. We're excited by that. They've overlooked Rick's presence in the booth. We may get a boost tonight with you up here, Al. I don't know.
Well, there's no question.
It may be the Katie Witham factor too. I'm not sure, but no, ratings have been up, so people are watching. You listen. Anecdotally, you can feel the excitement around town. People are excited about Tribe baseball. We're really feeling that as it progresses, as the weather gets better, as school gets out, that we're going to really start to see that effect in the ballpark too. So, we know we have passionate fans.
Wilson Beteming hits that one to left center field. Take a wide turn around first and head for second as the ball was bobbled and make it. So Wilson Beteming gets in scoring position here with 2 outs in the 4th inning.
The one cure-all for everything, you just keep winning. These guys keep winning, people will come out because it's fun to watch. I mean,
as I walk around town, as I'm going to places, whether it's my kids' school, whether it's out to lunch, that's what you hear is that, I've loved watching these guys. They're playing great. They're really never out of games. And I think you get that sense watching them. Even a game, look, they get no hit for, a perfect game and by Hochevar, and they're right back in the game, and they go right up and win the game going away. So, these guys have kind of that feeling right now with a young club that can get some momentum, that can take a life of its own.
Do you think a lot of it may be flying under the radar in spring training? No one gave them the opportunity to do anything this year?
I think it helps. Look, it always helps to be that club that surprises people, and I think you start to wear that as a badge of honor, and that's what's happening.
Mark, can you stick around for another half?
Sure, I can stick around.
That was a quick one. Avila is out 6-3, and the Royals are done here in the 4th. Indians up 6-2. We'll head to the bottom half right after this. Progressive Field as you look in from our Panini Cam. 6-2 Tribe. Hitters 3, 4, and 5 in the Indians order. Chu, Duncan, and Hafner. Indians president Mark Shapiro with us here in the booth. And Mark Chin-Soo Choo and Asdrubal Cabrera, a couple of great trades that you made back in 2006. You've got to feel proud and with the way these two guys have really become cornerstones of this franchise.
You know, it's hard not to feel proud of Choo just because of the way he plays the game, what he stands for. I mean, even with his struggles offensively, you know, I was talking to, that's hit pretty well.
That's not a struggle.
To left field, opposite field, off the top of the wall.
What a great swing right there.
Yeah, he's starting to get it.
He's looking the other way, especially off this guy, which is good to see. When he starts driving the ball like that to left center, that's a good sign. But what I was going to say is, talking to Chris Antonetti, obviously he was with you, Rick. He was on the trip, and you know, talking about just the leadership role that Choo's filling when he's struggling. Yeah. And when you see that with a guy, you know that maturity's kicked in. When he's still loving our wins, when he's enjoying it, when he feels like he can still be at the center of it, he can still be vocal, he can still take a leadership type role, even though he's going through something he cares about and is not happy with, some struggles at the plate. That really tells you he's taken that next step in maturity to me as a player.
How about throwing the two guys out in the same inning in Minnesota?
The second one, yeah.
You know, that's like putting 2 RBIs on the board, only you're doing it defensively. I mean, that's
the second throw was literally, I was ready to call, put him in the bullpen. Let's bring him in to get 1 or 2 hitters from the left side.
Oh, goodness.
Kansas City making a pitching change. It's the call to the bullpen, brought to you by Verizon 4G LTE. Rule the air on the most advanced 4G network in the world as Adcock comes in after warming up 3 different times here tonight. Well, Mark, for you, being a general manager for so long, now the team president, what's really changed for you in the day-to-day?
Well, the day-to-day is very different, you know, as it pertains to during the day. During the game, you know, it feels a lot the same to me. I thought maybe I would feel differently, but I still have that feeling in the pit of my stomach. It doesn't go away. I still care, and, you know, the 9th innings are still excruciating for me with the lead. So, but during the day, I'm involved in really more the global aspect of the organization. So strategically, what we're doing on the business side, how we're marketing the teams, the other events around the team, like the Indians Music Festival and Brad Paisley coming in this summer, snow days, the things we did in the offseason, looking at creative ways, looking at, you know, the most important things are, again, how we reconnect with our fans, the efforts we make to provide value for them in the ballpark, and understanding as best I can learn from the experts and people in this organization who have done it a long time, you know, how we can operate most effectively and drive business. And ultimately, it's about driving business to put that money back into the baseball team on the field.
Yeah, when you're like a, you know, let's say a mid-market team, not a small market team here, your salary can only be from X to X, you know, depending on the fans that you do put into the seats. So, I mean, you have to draft, you have to develop, you've got to bring guys along, and we may see that this weekend.
So we absolutely understand that you know what we have to do on the baseball side. We understand, you know, that you know, we've got to be effective in drafting and developing players. On the business side, you know, I think now we know we have to look for new ways to drive revenue, and we've got to look for creatively driving it, because ultimately it's about giving Chris Antonetti and his baseball operations group the best arsenal possible, you know, to put more and more players, to keep our players here, and to bring players in at the right time.
So you can't spend it anymore. You've got to make it.
That's the biggest difference right there. I spent 19 years spending it without.
How much you got in
I
that
spent
pocket
19
right
years
now.
spending it without realizing. Well, after your salary as a player development special instructor, it's never been the same for the Indians organization.
The only thing I ever
auto
needed
allowance
from you
you
was a convertible and a suntan booth. That's all I needed.
Those are the special clauses I'm not allowing Chris to put in contracts
We've got
anymore.
to talk after this game.
I've got nothing to do with STO contract.
Here's Shelley Duncan. Single and a double so far for Shelley. Choo's on second base. Nobody out here in the 4th inning, with Adcock now on the hill in relief of Jeff Francis.
Shelley doesn't get cheated, does he?
How
about that 2-0 back knee? That 2-0 back knee.
Looked like Adrian Beltre.
That was beautiful, man.
Yeah, well, you knew it was going to happen because he just plays the game that way. He goes between the lines. If he's in left field, if he's at first base, it doesn't matter with him. It's all out, and he gives you everything he's got, and that's what I love about him.
Me too.
Yeah,
I think other players feed off that too when he's in the field.
Do.
Yeah,
I mean, he's got that presence too in the clubhouse. Well, I played with his dad, Dave, and his dad was a pretty intense guy too.
Was he really?
Oh yeah.
Tell you what, a pitching coach
Dave,
he is.
Oh, he's a tremendous pitching coach. He was here when I was a player, and you know, he ended up. We made the mistake of letting him go, and he joined Tony La Russa. So, and he's been with him ever since.
Right.
But, I mean, you know, he's got good stock.
And Shelley Duncan is down there on strikes. Travis Hafner coming to the plate. One out here in the fourth inning. And Mark, I know you've got a lot of challenges to deal with, but what would you say is your biggest challenge right now as team president?
I think, really just helping us reconnect with our fans and recognizing that they are passionate, but recognizing that the market has changed and it's a different climate, so that we've got to have different strategies. So recalibrating ourselves as a business operation to effectively operate within different parameters, different set of guidelines, and that's hard to do because it's in the context of a really special era of Indian baseball that I was a part of, but different circumstances, really different city right now, and to stop comparing it to that. We need to celebrate that because it's a special era. Stop comparing to that and build, from the way we have to build now, which we've done successfully through one short period of time, and hopefully we're going to do it again, and we'll do it for longer this time. So.
Now, one of the guys that's helped out this year, how about Travis Hafner? Great start in April.
Yeah, it's great to see. I mean, no one, half wants it so bad. It's good to see him. I'm just happy to see him so comfortable with 2 strikes, getting deep in the count. Yeah. That's, to me, when he's at his best, when he was at his best, he was one of the best 2-strike hitters I'd ever seen. Yep. A guy that was completely comfortable, and that's a separator with the elite hitters. They are comfortable getting to 2 strikes. And he's back to that guy now. You just watch him now. He's not defeated with 2 strikes.
He believes in his bat speed.
He believes in his bat speed.
Yeah,
he trusts himself. Trusts his hands.
Yeah, he's always, as you mentioned, that's what I like about it, because when he gets 2 strikes now, he tries to foul off the tough pitches, and he'll give in and take the base hit to left field like he always did.
Right. And I mean, I used to talk to him about it, and he said, hey, at 2 strikes, it's a personal confrontation between me and the pitcher. I'm not going to give in. I take it personally at that point. I'm going to battle. And I kind of see some of that. That gleams back in his eye right now.
Well, that's why I say he's at a point now where I would feel comfortable if I was Manny Acton. I'm just, hypothetically speaking.
Right.
He could go into that number 4 hole, take a little pressure off the kid.
Yeah. Well, that kid's going to be a special hitter, so it's a question of, when Manny feels like the right time is if it needs to happen. But you're right. I think he could, too. He has a presence right now to hit in that spot in line.
Right there. They get the call on the inside corner. That's how they pitched him a lot in Kansas City.
Third strikeout tonight for Royals pitching, the second for Adcock, right on the inside corner.
Well, they go inside. That's a pretty good pitch.
That's a perfect. You got to tip your cap.
Yeah, that's tough to lay off.
Yeah.
I mean, and rarely does that get called, that pitch on the inside corner. So that was a good pitch, and I give Laz Diaz credit. That's a tough one to hit there.
Well, there might be some rain coming, so Laz.
Well, let's go, Laz. We need 5.
That's what I'm thinking.
6-2.
That's what I'm sitting here thinking.
That's why I wish they would have taken Jeff Francis out a little earlier.
He's doing all he could to extend the game.
Well, the one thing I know for certain after 9 years of sitting there watching weather with Jim Folk is that nobody knows what's going to happen because of the lake. So.
What did we do before radar and MRIs?
We probably got weather right more without before radar.
Well, you know what happens when it rains, you pull the tarp out.
Yeah.
And you're in a rain delay.
Yeah.
When not, you play. You can't worry about the clouds that they see. When it's here, it's here.
1-1 to Orlando Cabrera. And that bases clearing double back in the first inning.
There's got to be a contrast with this guy coming in after Francis.
I know.
I mean, his
he
92.
Was tops 83.
Yeah, this guy's throwing 92. Guys are a little tardy. Now, we've always talked about that with philosophy and building bullpens. The more you can have contrast in your bullpen.
Yeah.
Different arm angles, different types of stuff. That's an advantage for you.
There's a line out to second base, and the Indians retired here in the fourth. Mark, thanks for stopping by.
All right.
Let's do it
again.
To be
here.
Yep.
We'll do it again.
Indians president Mark Shapiro joining us here. We'll take a break as we head to the fifth. Indians by 4. brought to you by United, proud to fly the Cleveland Indians. By your Northern Ohio Hyundai dealers, it's time to join the Hyundai movement. And by Panini's, get overstuffed at any one of 18 locations in Northeast Ohio. Now the rain is held off thus far. We go to the 5th inning. Ball 1 here to Brian Pena, the Royals catcher. Hitters 8, 9, and 1 in the Royals lineup against Josh Tomlin. And that one hit on one hop. Hard to second base, but Orlando Cabrera makes the play. 1 down here in the 5th inning. And let's take a look now at the Toyota recap. And in the 1st inning, Rick, the Indians picked up 5 runs. This recap brought to you by your Northern Ohio Toyota dealers. Orlando Cabrera with that bases clearing double. Jack Hanahan had an RBI single. And the Indians lead it now 6-2. Find out more about the 30 Toyota offers available now at buyatoyota.com. One out for Alcides Escobar. 0 for 1 tonight with the line out to the pitcher, Josh Tomlin, who caught it off his shoe tops. There's a grounder to third. Hanahan just had to go underneath his glove. Did a good effort, but a base hit for Alcides Escobar. And for the Royals, their 4th hit tonight.
That ball, I think that Jack might have thought that ball was coming up. It looked like it hit and it stayed down, but it did have a little top spin on it, got by him quickly.
So Escobar is aboard for Gerard Dyson. 0 for 2 tonight, still looking for his first hit of the 2011 campaign. Dyson struck out in the 1st inning, flew out to right field back in the 3rd. Quick throw over, but Alcides Escobar is back. Josh Tomlin now with 71 pitches, 51 of those for strikes. 73% on the strike meter. There's the Dyson bunt, but it's foul.
We wrap up our birthday wishes. Happy 56th birthday to Tom Bombrick of Cleveland Heights, and a happy 88th birthday to the longtime Indians fan, Ed Gorsica, Johnny's dad. So, Ed, happy birthday to you.
Oh, 0-2 to Dyson.
Uh-oh.
That's going to be a tough play.
Put it in your pocket.
Yep. Hanahan had no chance, and it's an infield single for Gerard Dyson, his first base hit of the season.
I mean, you can watch that kid just fly down the line. There was no chance once he beats it on the plate. And he can fly. Just watch him run. He gets it up on the plate. By the time that comes down, no siree. Even if he fields it cleanly, no chance.
So a couple of singles here for the Royals, and now they have runners at 1st and 2nd with 1 away here in the 5th inning for Melky Cabrera. Well, after going 3 for 4 last night, is 0 for 2 tonight with a couple of groundouts. One and one now to Cabrera, who's 1 for 5 in his career now against Josh Tomlin. Another nice pickup for the Royals, Rick. They got him in the offseason and Jeff Francoeur, and they're both key parts to this lineup right now.
I think a reality check set into Milky because he lost about 25, 30 pounds. He was in Atlanta last year and just didn't cut it, and he was overweight. And I think the reality of getting released and having to sign as a free agent was a gut check. And I'll tell you what, he's a good player. He's got good tools. And, you figure, okay, this is my last chance. I better go out and do it.
Can play all 3 outfield positions. And he hits that one to center. Shallow. Sizemore coming on. Dives and makes the catch. And Grady Sizemore does it again. on the dying liner hit by Melky Cabrera.
Got a very good jump on that ball coming in and just didn't quit. And that ball is hit right at you. You see him coming in. Go ahead, gradient dive, and he puts that one away easy. He knew he had it. He had that one all the way. That ball hit hard. It stayed up enough. It didn't have the top spin to sink on him.
So Melky now 0 for 3, and you talk about this defense for the Tribe. How about the outfield defense now with Sizemore back? Kearns is in left field tonight. He's pretty good, but normally you'll have Brantley there, Chu in right. That's a pretty darn good defensive outfield there for anybody.
Yes, it is.
Now Alex Gordon. Two 2-0 to Gordon, who's looking to extend his career-high 19-game hitting streak. It's the longest in the American League. Andre Ethier, the base hit earlier, 24-game hitting streak in the National League for the Dodgers.
That's impressive, isn't it?
Sure is. It's a major league record as well for April.
In April. He broke Joe Torre's record as former skipper.
Yeah. Two and one here to Alex Gordon, getting the start at first base tonight. And he fouls another one away. So 2-2 to Alex Gordon. If you're Josh Tomlin here, Rick, you got a couple on with one of the Royals' most dangerous hitters up at the plate. What are you trying to do?
Well, hopefully he hits it at somebody. You know, the way he's swinging it, he's going to put it in play. You got a tough out on deck. You just go at him with your best stuff. He fell behind. He threw a 2-0 changeup. This is 21 pitches in his third at bat. So, I mean, he is not an easy guy to pitch to. But, I mean, you have a 4-run lead, so you got to go at him. You got to make him try and put the ball in play. He's a good low ball hitter. He likes to extend the arms. I don't know if he wants to cut one in on his hands or they want it down. Maybe a curveball down. Went high.
So that'll run the count full and now give Escobar and Dyson an opportunity to set sail on the pitch. Speed in both places here. Gordon fouls that one away. Six-2 Indians here tonight, fifth inning. Josh Tomlin trying to get out of a little jam here with Royals at first and second and 2 outs. The very dangerous Alex Gordon at the plate. Another foul ball.
Boy, a couple of good pitches, but boy, good hitters find a way to stay alive, don't they?
Sure do.
I mean, those were 2 really good pitches that Gordon just fouled off to stay alive. In on his hands.
Eighth pitch of the at-bat coming up here. Second time he's throwing 8 pitches to Gordon tonight. The first time he threw him 8. He walked in the first inning. Fifth batter he's gone to at least 8 pitches on, and now he'd like to talk to his catcher.
That's okay. Right now, Lou Marson, they got to get on the same page. Lou wants to go out there and find out, what do you want to do? Josh is going to tell him. He's been back in there 2 times inside. You know, now do they want to go with that changeup away that he threw on 2-0? Or do they want to try one more time of cutting one in on his hands?
Fans come to life. This will be the 25th pitch to Alex Gordon tonight from Tomlin. And he hits that one to right field. Broke his bat. Shoe going over and makes the catch. So Tomlin does the job, gets out of it, retires Alex Gordon, and the Royals are done here in the 5th inning. Tribe ahead 6-2. The Indians' order for the bottom of the fifth inning: Kearns, Hanahan, and Marson. As you look in from our Panini cam, high atop Progressive Field, Indians lead the Royals 6-2. Trying to take the second game in this three-game series. Finish out the series tomorrow night, 7:05. We'll be with you for Indians on Deck at 6:30. And then this weekend, the Tigers in town, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. And strike one to Austin Kearns.
Yep, stay within the division, huh? Why not? The Indians now starting to improve that record. They're at 4-6 against the Central to this point.
And they're playing the two teams that right now are 2.5 behind them entering play tonight.
Yeah. Well, we get them, every one of them, 18 times, so we'll end up having to make up that extra game. We'll have probably a day-night doubleheader in Minnesota when we go back there in July. I think it's after Baltimore, after the break.
The Indians go back to Minnesota in July and then in September. But July, the most likely scenario for that day-night doubleheader. Kearns with a 1-2 count. A healthy cut, but fouls it back. For the Detroit series this weekend, we know Genmar Gomez will go on Friday night, but now it's to be announced for Saturday as Carlos Carrasco has been scratched from the start. So really the only negative to the Indians' early season as far as the pitching staff goes, Talbot on the DL and Carrasco now unable to make the start on Saturday.
Now, we talk about it all spring. You want to come out and you want to stay healthy. You already have two starters on the DL, so hopefully they can hurry up and come back. And I think more precautionary than anything else with some of these guys. But, you just hope it doesn't affect the team.
Grounder to short. Escobar makes a nice play. Kearns is retired. Let's head out to the bleachers now where Katie Witham has Mr. 3000, John Adams.
I do. The ultimate fan sitting here with me. Now, John, this is your 3,000th game. I've seen people coming up to you. Everybody's congratulating you. What does this mean to you?
It means a lot of great memories, a lot of great people. It's kind of an emotional day just as they're coming up because of their friendliness, their ties, and they're telling me stories of when they were a kid, and I let them hit the drum. I give people one hit. And, and how they remember that, and just growing up hearing the drum, or people saying, I brought my kid, now this is my grandkid. It's incredible. The tie to the community with the love of baseball and sharing that love with all these people. It's fantastic.
Well, and now you haven't allowed me to hit the drum yet. I just want to remind you, but walk me through how this goes in the game. You don't just bang on it whenever you want, right?
No, being a drummer, I march to the beat of my own drum, so I make up the rules. And my rules are, I go when someone's in scoring position, I'll start the rhythmic drumming. I do different cadences in between, but I'll get the crowd. Come on, guys, bring them home. And then at the end of the game, if we're behind or it's a tie game, let's go. 7th or 8th inning, let's start it up. But my favorite time is the top of the 9th for the 3rd out, because at home I never want to see the bottom of the 9th inning, ever.
And neither do the Tri players. And I know being in the clubhouse today, they were talking about your 3,000th game. So I just want you to know that we all appreciate you and we love hearing the drums. You can't send us out now. Actually, I'm going to be getting my drum, my one hit here soon.
Come on.
Yeah, let me do it.
Come on, give it a hit. See, this is therapy. You put faces on this drum that you can't because you're a lady. It doesn't change a thing, but you feel so much better.
I do. This is Rick Manning. There we go. Guys, back to you.
Ouch, I got a black eye.
Wow. Well, Katie gave it to you there, huh?
How did we know? When he said you draw faces on that drum.
First person she thinks of is Rick Manning. 2 outs for the Indians here in the 5th inning. Congratulations to John again. 3,000th game here tonight. Lou Marson at the plate with a full count. Two outs. Nobody on for Lou Marson. It's 1 for 1 tonight with a sac fly back in the 3rd. And he goes down swinging. 4th strikeout for Royals pitching. We'll go to the 6th. Still 6-2 Tribe. Restaurant to pick up your Wahoo Bucks. $5 discount coupons for the Subway Extreme Fan Zone. It's the place to be for a chance to win Subway gift cards, Indians fun money, and you'll get great discounts as well on your next Subway purchase. That's Subway, where winners eat. We go to the 6th here at Progressive Field, and Josh Tomlin now for the 17th consecutive Major League start. Every single one of them since he's been recalled has gone at least 5 innings. Here's some numbers for you. Impressive for Josh, the only Indian to do it 17 consecutive times to begin a career.
That's beautiful. Your manager's got to love you for that.
Yeah.
You know, you're taking you into the 5th. Now he wants you to go. You know, they've made him work today, and they fouled off a lot of his pitches. So he is at 86 pitches here going into the 6th. Though I don't know if he'll get to 7 today unless he has a 1-2-3 inning, and that's been tough to go by.
Billy Butler, the batter. He'll be followed by Jeff Francoeur and Wilson Betemit.
Only the 3rd inning did he have a 1-2-3.
And the scoreboard update is brought to you by your Northern Ohio Ford dealers and the all-new 2012 Ford Focus. Ford, drive one. Butler sends that one to right center, but Chu will get there. One out here in the 6th inning. That'll bring Jeff Francoeur to the plate. He homered back in the 2nd inning to get the Royals on the scoreboard. Lined out to second baseman Orlando Cabrera in the 4th. Part of the middle of this Royals order that has been so good here in April. Gordon, Butler, Francoeur, Betemit.
That's been very good. Streaky. I mean, they've been consistent. They've been hot.
Off speed pitch there for Josh Tomlin as Francoeur swings and misses. When you've got a lineup like this where you don't have just one or even 2 guys that are hot, it makes it easier to find ways to score runs.
Kansas City, that's what they've done to Josh today. They've fouled off a lot of his pitches, 28 times. They've been able to put the ball out of play, and a lot of it coming with 2 strikes.
Francoeur holds off there. That evens the count at 2-2. Another foul ball. Josh has made some good pitches tonight, Rick, but you're right. The Royals have wasted many of them.
Yeah, you know, you go out there sometimes, and when they, instead of fouling it off, they put it in play, and you have, you know, I've seen Josh have 8-pitch innings, 7, 8, 9-pitch innings. But, you know, there's times like tonight, they hit it, they're out in front. This is the 2nd straight time they've seen him, so now they have a little better idea what's going on. It'll be interesting to see as the summer goes on and we come back and play Kansas City again. He's going to get another start. that's when you get into your division, how you have to make adjustments and continually change.
And a swing and a miss. Josh Tomlin records his second strikeout tonight. Francoeur the victim, 2 outs, and Wilson Benameed will come to the plate. And now it's time for our AT&T Trivia Answer. 4 players in Royals history have won the AL Rookie of the Year. Well, name them.
You said 2 of them, right? You said
Pinella.
Okay, and
Bob Hamlin.
Okay, and how about Beltran and then Angel Baroa?
There you go. All right. That's your answer. Brought to you by AT&T.
So good job tonight, pal.
I was 2 for 2. You gave me the assist there.
You got to go home and study again today because there's 1 more to go tomorrow.
I know.
And I'll tell you what, Redbird's usually tough on getaway day.
It's even tougher when you don't know what the question's going to be.
Well, you never know what it's going to be.
No, that's what I'm saying. 0-2 now to Wilson Benameed.
What do you want, the answers? Do they give you the answers on the pregame show?
Well, that'd be great. Talk to Dave, see if he can hook me up tomorrow.
No.
I can't do that?
No,
it's against the rules?
No, it's against the rules. You will get no help. We will throw the flag.
Murph says no help. Redbird says no help.
So that means you will get no help. Okay. You know what? They may give you an answer, but it won't be for the question. Like
won't be the right one, yeah.
It becomes a confrontation. It's mano a mano. It's us against them.
I know, and I can see that tomorrow's going to be a challenge. Marson will throw Benameed out at first. Another strikeout for Josh Tomlin. His second this inning, his 3rd for the game. And we'll head to the bottom of the 6th with the Indians still on top, 6-2. Josh Tomlin in line right now to get the win. He's throwing 100 pitches, and
he's done.
I'm not sure if we'll see him anymore.
No, they're shaking hands. He's done. Nice job. They fouled off too many pitches for him to go back out there. He's at 100, so 6 innings. Thank you very much. He'll lead with a 6-2 lead, and he'll say, "Come on, bullpen, see if you can hold it."
So the Indians up by 4, entering the bottom of the 6th, and Grady Sizemore drives that one to right, and that one will go off the wall on 1 hop. Kellett into second base. It's a double for Grady Sizemore to begin the 6th inning.
Hey, shocker, huh? Another double, number 7 for Grady. Boy, he makes a difference, doesn't he, in that leadoff spot?
Sure does.
It's fun. You forget it. It's 4 at-bats, 36 at-bats now. That is double number 7. Goes cruising in there, so another chance to add on with nobody out here in the 6th. And this is where the Indians have done a lot of their damage against the opposing team, outscoring them from the 6th inning on 25-7. Look at that, 10 of 14.
Couple of doubles last night.
Slugging percentage.
Yeah. Well, he gets it done. Here's Asdrubal Cabrera. Sizemore on second base. Nobody out here in the 6th. As Nate Adcock works into his 3rd inning of relief. He's done a nice job since he came on in the 4th after the leadoff double for Shin-Soo Choo in relief of Jeff Francis. Hasn't allowed a run thus far. Cabrera on the ground to second. That'll get Sizemore to 3rd with 1 out as Cabrera's retired 4-3.
That's what it does. Get him over. Well, you can make your plans to attend the first fireworks show of the year. That'll be following the Tribe game this Friday. The Detroit Tigers are in town. You can visit Indians.com for ticket info. And a reminder, buy your tickets in advance for great savings. Or call 216-420-HITS.
Shin-Soo Choo has been breaking out of his slump recently. Tonight, he's been to the plate 3 times and reached base all 3 times. And now he'll be 4 for 4 as they'll intentionally walk Choo. He's 2 for 2 at the plate, 4 for 4 on base-wise. He was hit by a pitch back in the 2nd inning.
And you see that 3-run homer yesterday gets you going. I mean, he got that base hit in his first at-bat, even though he was hit with the second time. He's been on 4 times. He's starting to make that left turn on the infield, which is a good sign.
And Sports Time Ohio has complete NFL draft coverage with special editions of All Bets Are Off this week. Bruce Drennan will give you his predictions, interviews, and, of course, his opinion throughout the entire draft. Plus, Coach Sam will be on set tomorrow. All Bets Are Off is your place for total Browns draft info tomorrow and Friday at 3 o'clock right here on Sports Time Ohio and All Bets Are Off with Bruce Drennan. So Choo heads to first. Indians at the corners now with 1 out. For the right-hander, Shelley Duncan, who has a couple of base hits tonight, a single in the 1st, a double in the 2nd. He struck out in the 4th. Here's the step-off move that's been tried a couple of times this week by Royals pitchers, but has not worked. Foul ball for Shelley Duncan. Well, we've talked about Shelley Rick coming through in clutch situations this year. He's developed into such a nice pinch hitter. Another situation for him right here.
Yeah, it's almost like I call it a free at bat when you have a man on 3rd, less than 2 outs. You look for a ball you can elevate, try and hit the Indians with a sacrifice fly on the evening. That coming off the bat of Lou Marson back in the 3rd inning. And in turn, Adcock's going to try and get him to hit a ground ball, and he's trying to induce that ground ball double play.
The ball gets away from the catcher. Here comes Sizemore. He'll score easily.
Wow, it looked like he fouled it, but I guess he didn't touch it.
So the Indians will get the run. I'm not sure if that's going to be a pass ball against the catcher, Brian Pena.
That's got to be a pass ball because it was like a check swing. That's why I thought he fouled it off and he wasn't able to catch it. I don't know, maybe he blocked it out where he didn't see it a lot, but it went off the glove. I thought it was a catchable ball. Oh, that's got to be a pass ball. See, that ball had good movement, the sinker going down, and it will be. It'll be a pass ball. That scores Sizemore. He's able to come in and score, and Choo goes to second base.
So the Indians lead at 5, and there goes Choo for 3rd. He'll make it without a throw. Stolen base for Shin-Soo Choo, his 2nd in as many nights.
Well, they weren't really holding them too close, and they weren't paying attention. So, Choo will take off.
So now he's on 3rd with 1 out here in the 6th inning. And now the trainer's going to head to the mound. Take a look at the pitcher, Adcock.
Nick Kenny former Indian trainer, is the Kansas City trainer. He's going to go out and look like he slipped on the mound. Watch his foot. You see it? Almost like he rolled over on that left ankle. Came hobbling off.
So they're checking in with that guy.
He says he's fine. He says he's okay. These guys, now we're going to get a little tighter. Look on the left ankle. Oh, I don't know if he felt a muscle pull or something like that. It didn't look like he rolled over on his ankle like I thought.
Maybe just a little skid on his plant foot. So while Adcock makes sure he's okay, we'll remind you not to miss the Browns draft party tomorrow at Browns Stadium. The free party begins at 5 and will include complete first-round draft coverage, live music, and appearances by Browns alumni. Plus, you can choose your season tickets from the best available inventory. For more info, call 877-6-BROWNS. That'll be fun tomorrow at Browns Stadium.
Who are the Browns going to take, Al? I know you're a football fan.
I said Robert Quinn about a month and a half ago. I'm going to stay with that. From North Carolina, he had to miss the year. He took money from an agent. But it's my guess.
Okay.
I know some people like A.J. Green. Patrick Peterson's been thrown around. But
well, what time does that draft start tomorrow? I wasn't paying attention. Tomorrow night? Well, we'll lose Gary. He won't be with us tomorrow night.
So Adcock will stay in against Duncan and appeared there again off his release. He limped just a little bit. 2-2 now to Shelley Duncan with Chew at third.
Well, there he comes. He's coming back out to the mound. He's getting him out of there. He's going right to the umpire first, and he's saying, you know, again, as you said, if he took a little limp, I don't know if he's saying he needs to have that, you know, maybe his landing area. He's landing in a hole. Normally, he's fighting his way. Normally, a manager would take you out if he had any doubt. So he talked his way into it, so he must have convinced him.
Well, it appears he'll stay out there. It hasn't looked right landing the last two, and that's been obvious. He won't even take any more warm-up pitches here. He says, I'm ready to go. Infield in. And a swing and a miss. So he gets Duncan, and again, Rick, he didn't look like he landed the best there. Fifth strikeout tonight for Royals pitching.
I mean, it's hard to tell. It doesn't look very comfortable, does it?
No. Does not. So now Travis Hafner with 2 outs and Shin-Soo Choo still at third base. A run home for the Indians here in the 6th. They lead it 7-2. Hafner hits that one high in the air to center field. Can of corn for Dyson. And we'll head to the 7th inning. Indians add another. They're back up by 5. As we enter the 7th inning and get overstuffed at Panini's. 18 locations in Northeast Ohio. Visit paninisgrill.com for a location near you. And a couple of subs. Indians with Matt Laporta in at first base for Shelley Duncan. And a new pitcher, left-hander Rafael Perez.
Coming on for the 10th time this year, 2-1 record. Opposition hitting just 136 off Rafi. So Josh Tomlin, 6 innings tonight, 5 hits, a couple of runs, a walk, 3 punch-outs, and the 2 runs coming on solo home runs, both back in the 2nd inning. So now up to the bullpen. Laporta coming into the ball game in that 7th inning for defense.
And Rafael Perez will see the bottom third of the Kansas City order here in the 7th inning. Mike Aviles, Brian Pena, and Alcides Escobar. Aviles 1 for 2 tonight with the home run back in the 2nd inning. Royals got both their runs on solo shots in the 2nd. Francoeur had the other one. Mike Aviles 1 for 4 in his career against Rafael Perez. Fastball for strike 1. A grounder to short. Asdrubal Cabrera. 1 down. And we were talking about the draft just a moment ago, Rick. Let's go down to Katie Witham now with a draft prospect.
Hey, thanks, guys. I'm standing here with Ricky Stanzi, the former Iowa quarterback. Now, let's talk draft time because it starts tomorrow. Mel Kiper Jr., ESPN, has you set to go 3rd or 4th round, possibly. Where do you think and where would you like to go?
You know, with the whole process, it's really hard to have your mind set on a certain round or a certain team. It's one of those things where you can't control. And, you know, for me, it's more the mentality of every single day trying to improve, work on my game, and then whatever team I do, you know, get fortunate enough to play for, I just want to, you know, show up ready to go, ready to earn the respect of my teammates and coaches.
Now, the process, like you said, you kind of have this down to a science. At least your family does. I hear that you guys have the NFL draft party. What are you going to be doing this year?
Yeah, it's a little tradition at our house. My dad kind of got it started. Every year, he'd have, you know, his coaches that he coached with or, you know, friends over, and they just watch the draft. And, you know, this year, being in the draft, it'll be a little more exciting. Obviously, a little more anxious, a little more excited about it, a little nervous, but it should be fun. I'm sure it'll be just as good of a party as it was the other years, if not better.
Wow, a little different being on the other side of things, but exciting, as you said. Now, here at the Indians, I know you're a Mentor guy, went to Lake Catholic, so Indians fan, right?
Yeah, of course.
What do you think about?
I always root for the home teams.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
What do you think about their season so far?
I don't know a whole lot about baseball, I'll be honest with you, but I mean they're doing well. You know, the record speaks for itself. They're playing tremendous right now, so you know they have a good team. It's fun to watch.
Absolutely. All right, Ricky, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Guys, we'll send it back over to you.
I want to go to his party tomorrow.
Okay.
I don't think I'm going to be able to make it, though. That'd be a fun party to go to when you're involved in the draft and you're at home, man, and your dad's throwing it. Sounds like a good time.
Yeah, good luck to Ricky Stanzi from Lake Catholic. Also went to Iowa in the draft tomorrow. 3-1 here to the catcher, Brian Pena, with 1 out in the 7th inning. And that is ball 4. Pena's aboard with 1 away for Alcides Escobar, the number 9 hitter and manager Ned Yost's lineup. Rafael Perez this year, Rick, he's built on what he did last year, too. It seems that he has found it once again. A couple of years ago, 3 years ago, he really was an important piece to that Indians bullpen, and he is once again.
Well, you know, to be successful, he has to. If you remember the first 2 months of last year, he was terrible. I mean, it was to a point where you thought, hey, they were going to get rid of him or release him or send him down or do something. But I'll tell you, they stuck with him. He came back, and he was a really big piece of the bullpen once Chris Perez turned into the closer, settled down. He turned into a setup guy. So, I mean, yeah, I mean, they need him. He's got to throw that breaking ball for a strike and throw strikes like the rest of the bullpen has. And that gives Manny 2 left-handers now with Tony Sipp and Rafael Perez.
One and one here to Alcides Escobar. That bullpen is just so important. It seems to be the one thing that a lot of people don't talk about when they look at a team and in the early going, how good they're going to be. But if you look at every good baseball team, pretty much every one of them's got a good bullpen.
Well, I always say that the best offense is a good bullpen, because once you get the lead after the 7th inning and you lock it down, your offense knows they only have to score that one. And it takes a lot of pressure off them as compared to guys that give it up and you blow a lot of saves or you give up a lot of runs late in the ball game. That makes it tough on an offense, and they wear down over the course of the year. But when you get that bullpen that's a lockdown type bullpen, makes it easy.
Rafael Perez trying to get out of this inning here. Dating back to last year now, he has not allowed an earned run in his last 19 appearances. He goes 3-1 here on Escobar.
No, but he gave up a run in Minnesota, and that was because of the error in that ball game, and that was Sunday when the Indians lost 4-3.
The Indians bullpen currently has the 5th lowest ERA in the American League.
See, it's a matter of throwing strikes for Rafi.
He's fallen behind here, 3-1 to Escobar. There's a strike. Escobar taking all the way. Pena's on at first with 1 out. Here in the 7th inning. Full count to Alcides Escobar. There's Pena. And a grounder to second. The flip. Nice play by Asdrubal Cabrera. Couldn't get him at first, but a great scoop off the Orlando Cabrera flip just to get 1 out there at second base.
Yeah, that was a tough flip, but I'll tell you, he has made a couple of very good plays like that, where he has saved Orlando from a couple of errors. This one, you're just trying to get 1, but it's a long backhanded flip. It looked like it slipped out of the ground. He just picked that like it was nothing and went on to first base. But Escobar beats it out. Tough double play to turn, but a nice play by Asdrubal.
So it's a fielder's choice. 2 outs. And now Escobar at first base for Gerard Dyson. He got his first hit of the season last time he was up, an infield single. Dyson, a great story, a 50th round draft pick in 2006.
I'm surprised they still have that many rounds in the draft for baseball.
That's a lot. One and one here to Dyson. Royals love his speed. You can imagine, used quite a bit as a pinch runner. That one will stay fair.
Look at that.
Nice scoop by Matt Laporta. Tags out Dyson. Royals are done here in the 7th inning. Stretch time in Cleveland. Indians up by 5. Seventh inning here at Progressive Field. New pitcher for Kansas City, and they've gone to Joakim Soria to get some work here.
Well, yeah, he hasn't been in a game in quite some time. I believe it was the last week against us on Tuesday. So, yeah, you got to keep him. You got to get him some work. Let's see. Last outing was against us. You're right. It was a save where he gave up a run. Had strikeouts. It's when he ended the game, I think, striking out Santana. Last time he pitched, so it's time for him to get some work.
And Soria will face hitters 6, 7, and 8 in the Indians lineup here in the 7th inning. Orlando Cabrera, followed by Austin Kearns and Jack Hanahan. Cabrera with that big 3 RBI double back in the 1st inning. He'll take a ball here. Some history between these two. Orlando 2 for 7 with the triple in his career against Soria. So Adcock goes 3 innings for Kansas City and gives up 1 run. 3-0 now to Orlando Cabrera. Jeffress is up for KC. Four pitches and a walk for Orlando Cabrera to begin the 7th inning against Soria. And let's send it over to Katie Witham once again. Hey, Katie.
Hey, Al, Rick, I'm standing here with Isaac and Chester, big, longtime Tribe fans, and we're talking about Kids Fun Days. The first one is coming up this Saturday. We've got tons of pregame activities going on, and make sure you stick around on Sunday. We've got them going on again, the KeyBank Kids Fun Days on Sundays. Lots of activities going on out on the plaza. Stay to moving around the bases, sponsored by the Cleveland Clinic. You guys love Kids Fun Days, right?
Absolutely, Katie.
Absolutely. Guys, back over to you.
Yeah. Rick Manning likes going down that. What was the thing you loved out there? I forgot last year. We talked about that.
Nothing.
Okay.
No, because I'm not out there.
All right,
that's
sorry.
you, Al.
That'll be Sunday, the first one. Always fun at Kids Fun Day. And get your tickets in advance, save some money, and avoid the long lines for this weekend against the Detroit Tigers on the walk-up days. There was a crowd of, what was it, 8,000 walk-up against the Orioles?
Yeah.
So get your tickets in advance, and you can avoid that. Meanwhile, Austin Kearns swings and misses. 1-2 to Austin, the left fielder. Kearns 1 for 3 with a single and a run scored back in the 3rd inning. Getting the start in left field tonight. And he hits that one hard to short. Double play ball goes 6-4-3. And 2 quickly out here in the 7th inning. And the Gathering Place supports, educates, and empowers individuals and families touched by cancer. And for every Indians home run, Rick and Matt will each donate $5 to the Gathering Place, while Great Clips donates $50. Our total so far this season is $1,500. For more information, visit touchedbycancer.org. Great needs, great deeds, great clips. 2 down here in the 7th for Jack Hanahan. Continued his hitting streak back in the 1st inning with a single. It's at 7 games now. He pops that one up. Betamete in foul ground has room. The Indians are done here in the 7th inning. We'll go to the 8th. Tribe leads it 7-2 over the Royals.
presented by the authority of the Cleveland Indians, and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. And the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Cleveland Indians.
Back here at Progressive Field, we head to the 8th inning. Fans enjoying the weather so far tonight. It's been another warm evening at Progressive Field. The rain thus far is held off. Rafael Perez will work into his second inning of relief. And he'll face hitters 2, 3, and 4 in the Kansas City order. Melky Cabrera followed by Gordon and Butler. And Melky Cabrera takes strike one. He's 0 for 3 tonight. Lined out last time to center fielder Grady Sizemore, who made a nice catch. Pops that one straight back. It'll get out of play. Melky batting from the right side of the plate for the first time tonight. So he faces Rafael Perez. $9,722 tonight's attendance. Indians looking to win their 9th straight home game. Looking to take the first 2 games in this Royals series. That will conclude tomorrow night as Cabrera hits that one high and deep to left field. But Austin Kearns has plenty of room. One away here in the 8th inning. And it's a final between the White Sox and the Yankees. Let's go back to Dave Chudowski and get the details.
That's right, Al. It just went final 3-1. Yankees win. Mariano Rivera gets his 8th save. A.J. Pierzynski grounds out to first. And Bartolo Colon gets his 2nd win. Back to you.
Bartolo getting the victory for the Yankees, his 2nd of the year. Thanks, Dave. And the White Sox take the loss after they beat the Yankees on Monday and Tuesday night. Tampa Bay leading Minnesota in the 4th inning, 6-1. And here, Alex Gordon. Still looking to extend that hitting streak as he's 0 for 2 tonight with a walk back in the 1st inning.
This could be his last opportunity, and it's not going to happen.
It's hit high in the air, and Shin-Soo Choo will camp under it. 2 down.
Well, become a 2011 season ticket holder and get great benefits, including a free suite for 1 game and a full Terrace Club membership for all full season prorated plans. You can choose your own seat by visiting Progressive Field Saturday from 2 to 4. Learn about payment plans that let you spread your payments through June.
And Rafael Perez with a nice job tonight. His evening is done. The Indians make the call to the bullpen. Joe Smith will be coming in. We'll tell you about Joe right after this. 7-2, Indians lead the Royals. In the 8th inning, nobody aboard for Joe Smith, the Indians' 3rd pitcher tonight in relief of Rafael Perez.
Rafi, an inning and 2/3, didn't give up a hit but did 1 walk. So on to Joe Smith now to get the last out of this inning.
And he'll face Billy Butler. Tonight, fill the house for charity night here, and the Indians donated $16,601 to the Cleveland Animal Protective League. And Cleveland Indians charities, they do such a great job with donations in the community.
They sure do.
One and one here to Billy Butler. Now 1-2. Butler looking for his first hit tonight. 3 flyouts. Twice to right, once to center. Nice to see Joe Smith back healthy as well in that bullpen. And it's always been tough on righties.
We had Mark up here, and he says we like to structure a bullpen. This is the different arm angle he was talking about. You know, you have a guy that maybe can throw, have the power arm, and then you have a guy that can throw sidearm with Smith. If healthy, you know, he can certainly be an addition. You have a couple left-handers out there. So that's how you like to set your bullpen up, if you can.
Hard grounder in the hole, and it's through for a base hit.
But that's what he's going to have to get out is right-handers. But that's a tough right-hander. Well, the Indians will salute students all season long with half-price student ID nights. That'll begin Friday night. Tigers in town, so visit Indians.com for the schedule.
Big weekend with the Tigers coming to town Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Fireworks nights as well this weekend, Friday and Saturday. 2 outs with Butler on first base for Jeff Francoeur, who homered back in the second inning, lined out in the fourth, struck out in the sixth. And now quickly 0-2 to Jeff Francoeur. That home run earlier tonight extended his hitting streak to 16 games. Fouls that one away. Joe Smith from Wright State University in the Horizon League. Came up with the New York Mets. Joe was born in Cincinnati. Said it's nice to be home, and good thing for Joe Smith now pitching here in Cleveland. Says a lot more family members can make it here than New York. Still 0-2 to Jeff Francoeur. Just misses there. Wilson Betemeat on deck. And Francoeur reaches out and sends that one to right center. Chu will get it. Francoeur trying for the double. Here's the throw, and he's safe. Butler moves to third, and now the Royals with runners at second and third. 2 outs for Wilson Betemeat.
Well, you see the strength. Francoeur just one-hands his ball, and it had something on it. Slider off the plate. You know, look at that. He had to reach for that ball and still gets enough on it to get it past Cabrera at second base. And he just threw the bat out there almost.
Well, when things are going your way.
Well, he did a good job of keeping his hands back. He was fooled by the pitch, but the hands were back enough.
So now the Royals down by 5, but with a couple aboard here for Wilson Betemeat. Strike one from Joe Smith. Just misses the outside corner there. Smith has been very good against left-handed batters this year. They're 0 for 5. So he's really worked on that. Strike 2 to Wilson Betemeat. And for Smith, Rick, what's his key against left-handed hitters?
Well, you would like to see him be effective trying to get a pitch inside, then he can go away. Now, whether he cuts that slider or that breaking ball, it sort of spins, it goes up. He's got to prove he can throw that sinker in there for strikes. You know, he hasn't had a lot of success against left-handers. And, I mean, usually they'll cut the plate in half, they'll give him the inside part, and they'll look out over the plate.
1-2 here. Benamid wastes that one. That one pinballed around. So we'll do it again in 1-2. Strike 3 called. Joe Smith gets Benamid, and the Indians retire the Royals here in the 8th. We'll go to the bottom half. 7-2 try. Indians up 7-2 here in the bottom of the 8th inning, and Jeremy Jeffress is the 4th Royals pitcher of the night.
Jeffress on for the 9th time this year, covering 8 2/3 innings. We saw him in Kansas City, and he had a tough time throwing strikes in that ball game. 8 walks in his 8 2/3 innings. So you got to make this guy get in the strike zone. Got a good arm. He can strike you out if he's on top of his game.
He'll face hitters 9, 1, and 2 here in the 8th. Lou Marson and Grady Sizemore and Asdrubal Cabrera. Lou tonight with a single, a sac fly, and a strikeout. He'll take ball 1 inside, 94 on that fastball. Marson bounces that one up the middle. Aviles with a nice play. And Marson is out number 1 here in the 8th inning. Time now for our Miller Taste Greatness moments. We'll go back to 2007 on this day. Grady Sizemore, a home run, inside the park variety against the Baltimore Orioles. That's tonight's Miller Taste Greatness moment. Grady Sizemore inside the Parker. One away for Grady here in the 8th. Doubled his last time up.
This kid can heat up the gun. 97.
Yes, he can. As you said, good arm, and Royals like him.
Well, you have to love his arm. I mean, it's a matter up throwing strikes. That's all. He'll end up getting it. They have some good arms coming out of that bullpen. They're going with younger guys. He's 23 years old. Came over in the Zach Greinke deal from the Milwaukee Brewers. Nice breaking ball. It takes young players a while to get adjusted to the major league bullpen and coming in and, having to face different guys, knowing the hitters and feel that they belong. That's why a lot of managers, they like veteran bullpens, because guys know their roles. They don't panic. They don't try and do too much, and they're pretty much consistent. A younger pitcher will not be as consistent. But look at that. I mean, that's just a nasty pitch at 97 at the knees. That's unhittable.
He strikes out Sizemore. 5th strikeout tonight. Make it the 6th, rather, for Royals pitching. Time now for our box score, brought to you by Hyundai. Join the movement. How about that, Rick? Everybody that started tonight for the Tribe has gotten a base hit.
Well, they almost had a base hit in the first inning, everybody. They had 7 hits. And then Grady ended up getting one in the 6th. Kearns got one in the 3rd. Those are the only 2 guys that didn't have hits in the first inning.
7 runs on 11 hits for the Tribe tonight. Yeah, that's 7-hit first inning when the Indians put up 5 runs, and they've been in control ever since. That is nice to get those early runs. Indians now 11-2 when they score first.
Well, and soon to go 12-2.
Asdrubal Cabrera takes a ball there. So 2-0. He's 1 for 4 tonight. Singled and scored back in that first inning. He's grounded out the next 3 times. Two and 1 now to the Indian shortstop. Asdrubal with the .442 slugging percentage right now. Remember, he had those 4 home runs early in the season. Two and 2 now. Talking about Jefferson, that Greinke deal, Rick. Royals got some nice prospects there. The other one that's starting tonight, Alcides Escobar, their shortstop. Great glove.
Well, yeah, he's a fine defensive shortstop. We'll see how his bat pans out in this league, but we watched him make some beautiful plays in Kansas City. Made one here in the hole yesterday.
Strike 3.
There's the good arm, boy.
Jeffers with 2 strikeouts here in the 8th inning. Tribe retired. We'll go to the 9th. Indians up 7-2. 7-2 and a new Tribe pitcher, the fourth of the night, Chad Durbin. See the numbers on Chad. He'll be making his 9th appearance here of the season. Durbin, a free agent signing in the offseason, and he'll face hitters 7, 8, and 9 in the Royals order. And the scheduled batters, Aviles, Pena, and Escobar.
Well, the Royals 2 runs tonight coming back in the second inning, both on solo home runs.
One of those from Mike Aviles.
Right.
His 4th of the year.
He's an extra base hit machine, too, for himself. Extended his hitting streak to 8 games. He's got 10 extra base hits on the year.
Out of 15 total. First 5 hits of the year were all extra base hits. So it took him a while to get his first single. It's that one to right. Shin-Soo Choo has it measured, 1 away. Stay tuned after the game for the Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care post-game show. Conrad's, home of the lowest everyday tire price guarantee. And that'll be coming up right after this one. Hope you can join us. Indians highlights. Hope to have manager Manny Acta as well. We'll also have highlights from around the majors with Dave Chudowski. And then following that, it's Chuck Galletti. Chuck's last call. So 1 away for Brian Pena. 0 for 2 tonight with a walk. And now 0 for 3. Orlando Cabrera takes care of him. And the Indians now 1 out away from winning their 9th straight home game. Tampa Bay is ahead of Minnesota in the 5th, 7-1. The Yankees beat the White Sox 3-1. Last update we had in the 9th inning, Seattle was ahead of Detroit. They're still in the 9th. It's 5-1 Seattle over Detroit. So the Indians can win this one here. Got a shot at gaining a gain on everyone in the American League Central. Here's Alcides Escobar, 1 for 3 tonight. Chad Durbin pounds the strike zone with that 90-mile-per-hour fastball. Durbin, a former member of the Royals, working quickly here. And now the Indians 1 strike away from their 9th straight home win and their 2nd win in a row over the Royals. This series will finish out tomorrow night at 7. Don't forget to join us for Indians on Deck at 6:30 to get your coverage started. Again, the 2-2. And again, Escobar stays alive. Grounder in the hole, Laporta to Durbin. And can't get there. Just couldn't find the base. And Alcides Escobar is aboard with 2 outs here in the 9th inning.
Well, it's a tough angle. Watch how far Laporta goes. I think if he holds his ground and goes to first base, Cabrera could get that ball and throw him out. But where he's flipping it to, you know, Durbin has to get the line. He's flipping behind him. He can't look for the base. You know, you got to sort of run that line and go down. It was a tough play. I really think that if Matt lets that ball go and goes to first base, it could have been a 4-3 play.
So give Escobar an infield single, his 2nd hit tonight. And now Gerard Dyson. He's 1 for 4. And there goes the runner, and he'll have to head back on the foul ball. It's 0-2. Escobar would be given the base on indifference. 2 strikes now to Gerard Dyson. Picked up his first base hit this year in the 5th inning, an infield single. Durbin trying to make him the final out. It'll be Carmona and Davies tomorrow, as Escobar heads down to second base on indifference. 2-2 here to Dyson. Carmona 1-3. Kyle Davies 1-2. We'll have it for you here on Sports Time Ohio in high def. Dyson pops this one up. Kearns says he'll take it. Game over. Indians win. Final score, Tribe 7, Royals 2. And that 9-game home winning streak is the longest here at home since 2005. And now 15 April wins, Rick, the most since 1999.
Well, yeah, you got to love it. You got to love it. They came out, and it's been their formula at home. You take the early lead, you add on, you pitch well, and it's fun. Tomlin does get his 4th win today. The bullpen holds on, but a great offensive night as well.
So Josh Tomlin goes 6 innings. The Indians get the win. He's got 4. Masterson has 5. Those two guys looking very good this year. Fausto Carmona will go for the sweep tomorrow night. Tonight's play of the game is brought to you by Key Bank. Thank you for making Key Bank the #1 bank in Northeast Ohio. Let's go back to the 1st inning. Orlando Cabrera, the bases clearing double.
Oh, boy, and he went down there and was able to plug the gap. And Francis was pitching from behind. And what happens, that was the only extra base hit out of the 7 hits they had in the inning. It drives in 3. And that gives him 15 ribbies on the year. So that is going to be our Key Bank key play of the game.
So Orlando Cabrera with that big hit in the 1st inning. Shelly Duncan had a pretty good game as well. He'll be our post-game guest. Make sure you stay tuned for the Conrad's Tire Express and Total Car Care post-game show. But first, back to the STO update desk and Dave Chudowski.